right, we are here in our relationship segments. I hope you are enjoying your Saturday night or whenever you happen to find this. All right, we are on to our relationship segment where no topic or curveball topic is off limits. We've got listeners with parental blackmail or bedroom arguments, and others wondering if queefing is normal. We'll talk about that. We'll also tackle nonstop morning excitement, shall we say?
Yes.
And obsession with exes and how to repair from the silent treatment. So we got some interesting discussions coming.
Yes, we do.
So we're just hopping right in.
All right. My boyfriend wasn't happy with the way I was acting when we slept together. And now he's threatened to tell my parents that I was being sexual if I keep arguing with him about it. How am I supposed to do this? Now he wants moaning. You know, a little more enthusiasm.
Okay.
Now her parents are religious. And he's threatening to tell them.
Oh, you find a new boyfriend, or that's just a red controlling flag type thing.
Big time.
You find a new bedroom, a new thing about it, but you're 18. Your parents can't really control you. And I'm assuming she's still living at home.
Yeah, she is.
But yeah, it's the big takeaway from this thing is, find a new boyfriend. I mean, it's perfectly.
He's threatening you. You weren't safe with him. How can you feel safe?
It's perfectly reasonable for people to have discussions about, especially at 18, about what they do or don't prefer, right? You don't know. Heck, people don't even know yet, really, what they like and what they don't like.
Not really sure yet.
So now that's not a problem. It's the second half of the thing that's the problem, right? That's the big red flag.
Yes.
Yeah. So just find a new boyfriend. That's the simple question, because you don't need to raise him. Okay.
I don't know how to navigate my boyfriend bringing up his ex constantly.
Someone hasn't learned. Some of us are slow to get past trauma. And they're young, right? She's 22, he's 25. That's his only real experience, so he has nothing else to kind of compare things to.
Okay.
And I'm not saying it's smart. I'm just saying this is what's happening. Okay. I'm not saying it's smart or right or any of that. I'm just explaining what's happening. Right? Be clear. He has nothing else in his life to compare anything else to. So that's what everything gets compared to during the time frame, the thing. And he just isn't experienced or intelligent enough to shut up. You don't have to fill time, right? You don't have to compare things. He just doesn't know. And so he's, in a sense, him trying to relate his life experience back to her, it's just not deep enough yet for him to have anything to talk about, at least historically. So what he needs to focus on is the future, and he doesn't know how to do that because, well, 25 and hasn't dealt with his past trauma.
And he's laying it all on her.
Yeah. Well, he may be trying to deal with his past trauma, and so she's getting trauma done. Don't know. It's a possibility. Right? He's working through it. Again, it's all he knows how to. It's all he's got. And so she's the only person in his life who he can trauma dump on. He doesn't have a therapist, and guys don't trauma dump on their friends because they don't want to burden their friends. You don't burden your friends. You burden your spouse. That's their point. You know. That's what they're there for, by definition. You know, they're the ones who help you carry the weight of the world. So your friends help you carry the boxes to the moving truck. That's what your friends carry. You know, they're the ones who help you fix your car. They're the ones who, there's a different burden they carry. Because you can share those with them. You can do the same thing. Yeah. Not everybody's great at dealing with emotions. And so you don't ask people. You have a person for that. It's the person you're spending time with. They help you deal with emotions.
Yes.
And that's what it's a possibility. I don't know if that's what he's doing. But I
Okay.
kind of suspect because they're both young, and he's probably trauma dumping on her. She doesn't understand that that's what's happening because she's young as well, and so you've got this kind of goofy misunderstanding. It's a suspicion of mine, right? He's tried to cope with whatever trauma he's had imposed on him from his ex. Because she didn't say he's comparing; he says bringing up. She's not complaining that he's comparing me to his girlfriend, his ex. So there's no, it's not, that's not the complaint. Women are very specific when they complain. If she was complaining about him comparing, she would say, my boyfriend's always comparing me to his ex, is driving me crazy. That would be the specific complaint.
No, he's bringing her up.
He's bringing her up, which leads me to believe it's trauma dumping.
Okay.
And she's 22. She doesn't understand that this is what's happening. He actually feels safe. And if this is what's happening, if he is trauma dumping, it's because he feels emotionally safe with it. She's cracked the code. She's inside his defenses, right? He let his defenses down.
Yes.
She's done what ladies say they want. This is what you say you want. You want him to talk about what's bothering him. You want him to talk about what he's working through. You want him to talk about his traumas and the things he's dealing with. Well, at 25, that's your ex, because that's all you've got. So if you want him to share his emotions with you, you have to let him share his emotions with you. Assuming that's what this is. But she didn't say he was comparing.
No, he's not comparing. He's just bringing her up. She did this to me. She did that to me.
And she doesn't know how to deal with that. Because she doesn't understand that's what's happening.
Yeah.
Assuming that's what's happening.
Yeah.
So if it's trauma dumping, this is what you signed up for. This is relationships. You don't have to do anything. Just hear it. You don't have to respond to anything. He's not asking to just let him get it out. That's all he needs to do is get it out. You literally give him a sandwich. I know this is kind of sounds sexist, but for the love of, you want to say a way to a man's heart is through his stomach. When he's dealing with emotions, you give him something to eat. Just a Snickers bar, his favorite soda. Just hand him some comfort food. Doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be a sandwich. Just hand him something that he finds comfortable. Snickers bar. For me, it'd be a Snickers bar or soda, right? You know how to do this.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know how to do this. Bacon. Yeah, I'm very easy. But yeah, that's how you get more of it. Because I know it doesn't feel like that, but that's actually what you want. You want him to get in the habit of telling you what's bothering him. And if you can accept him telling you that his ex is bothering him, then he will be comfortable enough to tell you when things you are doing are bothering him, and you can have a more fulfilling relationship in 5 years. Think ahead. Again, back to the assumption that he's trauma dumping.
Okay.
And if he's just bringing her up because he's dumb, doesn't have anything else to talk about, that's a different issue. But it doesn't seem like he's comparing.
Yeah.
And so that's actually would be a red flag.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what's next?
I went into my fiance's office that is off limits. He is now giving me the silent treatment. What can I do to fix this?
Well, probably.
Now, the office is his office in their home.
So it's like a home work office?
Yeah.
Okay, but why is he just, is that just his quirky thing? Because it kind of depends. Why? Is he a defense lawyer or something and he's got stuff in there that other people can't?
No.
No.
It's just off limits.
Okay, but why?
He doesn't want, it's his private space.
Well, yeah, but there's a lot of reasons people can have private space. I don't even have access to my boss's office, despite the fact that there's I see it. I can go in there and see everything. She just has to be there because there's a handful of things in her office that, outsiders aren't allowed to theoretically see, right? You need to be relatively secure.
Mm-hmm.
And so one of those ways you do that is no one gets access without you there. That makes it a secure room.
Mm-hmm.
So now, assuming there's some reason for that, that's the only logical reason I can think of, other than he's like one of those neat freaks and doesn't want anything touched, and his office is his pristine spot. I can accept the rest of the house. It drives me crazy, but I can accept it. Just, So there's another way. There's all kind of the two things I can make this acceptable, right? I mean, I can see a preference. Please try not to go into the thing. I'll vacuum. I'll just, But what is it? Sticker porn stash in there or something? She didn't say there was anything in there. It was just.
No, she didn't look around. She just went in there for a second, just to leave something, and then she left.
I would need to know more why. Is this, we'll call it a personality quirk, right? Does he have a mental issue that he's dealing with?
I think so. Yeah.
Or is he hiding?
This guy's hiding something,
Or,
I think.
Not necessarily. Some people are just particular about their thing. It's like lots of times men don't go into their wife's sewing room because their wives will kill them if they do. So you just don't go in there. The same thing with the guy's woodworking shop. You just stay out of the guy's woodworking shop. You just, some people are overly particular about certain aspects of things.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it could just be one of those things. And it's one of those quirks that you accept about your partner, if it's one of those things.
Yeah.
Or it could be hiding something. Who knows?
Could be.
Could be. I have a suspicion he's just quirky. We'll call him quirky.
Quirky is right.
We'll call it quirky, and it's just, yeah.
And to answer the question, just let him be silent.
Yeah,
he'll get over it.
Yeah, you solve the silent treatment by ignoring it. That's how you solve the silent treatment. You just let it be. It's one of those. The silent treatment is one of those things, especially when it's men. You just let him work through whatever he's working through, because that's really what it is. He doesn't want to be angry at you, but he's angry at you, and so he's not saying anything. It's actually a good sign. He might actually soften his stance over time because he's working through it. He may realize now that my anger is over, far exceeds the theoretical, violation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is just stupid. And now he's got to figure out a way to get out of it. It's going to take some time. Give him time. Yeah. Let it be. This is one of those let sleeping dogs lie. He may have figured out that this is just an overreaction, but why am I having it? There may be more that he has to work through than you think. He has got to figure out why he's reacting this way. I mean, he's 29. He's at the age where men start questioning themselves when their significant other gets upset at them. All right, am I being silly here? Oh, yeah, maybe I am. Crap. What am I going to do? He might be trying to figure out how he fixes this. So he's not saying nothing until he's got that figured out. Or he knows he's overly angry. And he's going to have he's going to make things worse if he says anything. So I'm just going to wait until I've got it worked through. So for her perspective, just do nothing. Sometimes the best thing to do is nothing. This is one of those.
Let him work through his feelings.
Yep. That's our suggestion. Just let him work through it. Okay.
What's better, being yourself or being flirty?
Yourself is always the answer to that question.
But she doesn't have much success.
With what?
With guys when she just beats herself. But if she's a little bit flirty, then they are flirty back.
Well, yes, but that doesn't make success. Yeah. The problem is, at some point, you're gonna have to be yourself. And so Even if you do attract someone by being flirty, they're going to expect you to be a flirty person. And at some point, they're going to find out you're just faking it. And it's one thing, right? If what you're actually saying is, I'm just going to still be myself, but I'm just going to be more open when I'm in social environments. I'm just going to, not worry so much about how people perceive me. I'm just going to go ahead and be a little bit more me. And that comes off as flirty. If you're being deliberately flirty, then you're not being yourself. You're sending a false message. And at some point, the person's going to learn that that's not really you. Mm-hmm. And so your success rate, well, sure, maybe you get more first, second, third dates, but you're not going to get 10.
Yeah.
And what you want is a lifetime, right? I'm assuming that's what she's looking for. She's in her young 20s, right?
Yeah.
Or they're in their young 20s. I don't understand your note there. It says 23 male, 21 female. What's better, being yourself or being flirty? So is this a question between the couples asking the question?
Well, she's asking with her relationship with this 23-year-old.
Yeah.
How she should be.
The answer is always yourself. Now, it's one thing if you're being a wallflower all the time, you go to a party or whatnot, and you're standing above the wall, and the answer is, should I be more engaging or should I just stand here on the wall? Well, you should be more engaging, or should at least try to be more engaging. You don't have to be more flirty, just be more engaging.
Mm-hmm.
If flirty comes naturally to you, be flirty. My guess is when you find someone worthy of flirting with, you'll flirt with them and just let it be. Just be yourself. You're going to attract the person you want more that way.
You really will.
You don't need 100. You just need the one person you're looking to attract. Don't need to attract 100. Just the one you want. That's it. And you're more likely to get the one you want by being yourself. Just saying.
Yeah.
That's how you get a high success rate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, this young man is 19, and he is constantly excited when he's around his girlfriend, and it's really starting to bother him.
Yeah. At 19, the wind can cause that for you. So, it just is. Ignore it's the best thing you can do.
Ignore it, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pay it no mind, and it's the best way to get it to go away.
Here we go.
Yeah, just ignore it. I know it's not easy, but you have to ignore it.
You have to actually focus on what's happening.
Yeah, you actually have. Well, it's not that you focus on what's happening; is you actively don't focus on that.
So, okay. Got it.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So my boyfriend can orgasm about 7 times in 3 hours. Is that normal? He's 21.
It's not abnormal.
Welcome to 21.
Yeah, that's not abnormal at 21. But yeah, the length of time he's going to be able to do that is going to quickly diminish. So, I suppose enjoy it while you can, because in 5 years that's not going to be the same thing.
It's not. Sorry, sunshine.
It is now. Maybe she's annoyed by it. I don't know. So maybe she'll be relieved.
Oh yeah, it sounds like it with the double question mark.
Yeah. Well, is that normal? She's just curious. Is that normal? It's not abnormal. How's that?
There you go.
Just means he finds you exciting. Is what we can tell us about that.
That's what happened.
There we go.
Yeah.
Or the wind is blowing a lot. Okay.
Okay. The last question.
All right.
Queefing without penetration. It happens.
Yes, that happens. The question is why you're getting so much air up there, but it does happen.
Randomly. It's real fun.
I also heard women shouldn't be going down water slides.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Maybe that's why they have you cross your legs.
Yeah. Because you can get yourself cleaned out unintentionally up there.
Goodness gracious.
I read a story about the, I do research, and I was, stories come across, and there was a story about this lady who went on some big thing, and she didn't read the sign, and so she just kind of went in her regular shorts and whatnot, and she went down the thing, she got down to the end of it, and well, everything emptied. She had essentially given herself an enema in both places. And
I can never go to a water park again.
It's like we were going to water parks anyway. I'm just saying.
Other people invite me places.
Like we would go to a water park and go down a water slide. That looks like we could hurt ourselves on that. No, I'm not doing it. I'm just saying, strange things happen with the body. There's nothing unusual. You're not abnormal. Things happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, things happen.
Embrace the horror.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah.
If that's the worst thing that happens to come out of your body, then you're doing pretty good.
You're doing all right.
Yeah. So the more we talk, the less shame shadows our desires. Well, hey, next week, are we going to debate when it's better to be yourself versus turn up the flirt? We just talked about that.
We just did that.
Yeah, anyway. We'll see you guys next week. I don't know. Maybe I'll slap in an ending on this thing later. For me, I love you. Have a good night. Please remember to love everybody.
Good night.